Hey guys! Well, I've taught you how to cast on your stitches, how to knit, and how to purl. Now before we get into any more knitting techniques and how to choose your first pattern and how to read knitting patterns, I want to teach you how to bind off your stitches. Maybe you've cast on a few stitches, maybe you've knit some rows, purled some rows, maybe you've even ventured off into a beginner pattern like an easy scarf or a dishcloth. Well, now what? Well, now you have to get the stitches off your needle. So I'm going to teach you how to bind off your knitting stitches. So let's get started. So once you've finished practicing your knitting, you'll have something that looks like this. Sort of like this. It's probably not going to be as neat as this. You probably have tried some knit stitches, maybe some purl stitches. Maybe it looks funky. Maybe it looks awful, because I know my first knitting looked pretty darn awful. But you'll end up with stitches on your needle like this with something hanging down from it. Okay, so now what? Well, you need to bind off your stitches. So if you want to just have this little knit square, and have to get your stitches off your needle. So this is my favorite way of binding off. There's a few different ways, but I'm going to show you my favorite. So you take your needle and you go into the back of 2 stitches like this to make this X. Then you go like you're going to knit and you knit them off both together onto your needle on the right, slipping those 2 stitches off. And then with this stitch that's on your right needle, slip it back onto your left needle. Now go into 2 more stitches from the back like this. Go around your needle with your yarn to knit them off. Pull your needle through like this. Slide the 2 stitches off your needle. And again, take the stitch from your right needle and slip it directly onto your left needle. And you're going to continue doing this all the way across, going into the back of 2 stitches, knitting them off, and then putting that stitch from your right needle back to your left. This will make the bind off edge not too tight. That's what I like about it. It leaves an elasticy edge. So you keep going all the way. Sorry about my kids in the background. I have 6 children, and they are all upstairs here playing, so I cannot avoid kid noise. Okay, almost through. So you'll have 2 stitches left, and you go through the backs of those. And then you'll end up with 1 stitch on your right needle, and you just leave it like this. I pull it up big, then I break my yarn tail, or cut it with scissors. I just usually break mine. Then draw the loop up even more so that it comes right out and it won't come undone. And that is your first knitting sample. Thanks for watching. In my next episode, I'm going to be teaching you about knitting patterns, and I'm going to be taking you to my favorite place, Ravelry.com. So stay tuned and make sure to leave me comments to let me know if there's any videos you'd like me to make for you. Thanks!